You hummed along as you walked down the cold, empty streets of the city, eyes glued to your phone. Moonlight glimmered on puddles and windows, adding to the almost peaceful atmosphere around you. Too bad you couldn't sleep. You were supposed to fall asleep hours before, but sadly, the sweet embrace of uncommitted death wouldn't take a hold of you. Naturally, you called your girlfriend for help. Her immediate reply was,
"What?"
followed by a few stutters, and eventually, an okay. Now you were entering the apartment building, dragging out the key from one of your back pockets. It was on the 3rd floor, apartment 427. How could an apartment building even have that many apartments? After your rather short walk up, you reached the door. It was pretty obvious it was hers, as the welcome mat said, "Home of the Wanderers." Apparently, one of her friends got one similar, saying, "Home of the Lost." You didn't understand if it was some joke or just something random, but you didn't really care either way. It was cute. "Ray?" you asked as you unlocked the door, her having given you the key a few months prior. You just never felt like you needed to use it, and she usually knew when you arrived. And there she was, sitting at her desk, computer open and typing away furiously. Her headphones were on, so there was no doubt she didn't hear you. You giggled quietly, walking up behind her and nestling your face into the crook of her neck. "Listener?" she faltered from whatever she was working on, moving her headphones down. You could hear the faint voice of a male coming through, and smirked, peering up at her flustered face. She shook her head and clicked 2 or 3 more times, one of the tabs on her computer closing. "Hey," you hummed, her adjusting and standing up, hugging you fully. "Hi, honey bun," she replied, softer this time, her embrace loving. You hummed contently once more, looking at her straight dead in the eyes before kissing her softly. "Another messy night?" Her soft-spoken voice filled your ears, causing you to visibly relax. You nodded in response, letting her warmth consume your tired, overwhelmed muscles. She hummed, running a hand through your hair. "Have you eaten?" The question caused you to pause, now completely avoiding her gaze and nuzzling your face into her neck. "Oh, honey bun." Ray's voice took on a tinge of concern, hugging you a bit tighter. "I'll make you a quick meal, alright?" You nodded, releasing her from your grip and sliding into her chair, fatigue hitting you like a brick. The smell of sweet, strawberry-scented candles filled your nose, bringing a sense of comfort to your tired brain. She meant the world to you, and you truly knew it was reciprocated. The sound of cabinets opening and closing were accompanied by a melodic voice, adding to the warmth spreading to your cheeks.
"Baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. I can't let you go now that I've got it. And all I need is to be struck by your electric love."
You snickered, looking back at her. "Electric love?" She looked back at you, container in hand, only smiling in response. God, how her eyes crinkled when she smiled. She just radiated love, and you couldn't ask for more. With a quiet huff, you turned back around to her computer, taking the mouse into your control and clicking through the tabs. You frowned just a bit, quickly noticing just how many works she had open. "Have you been overworking yourself?" you commented, glancing through some of them. They were really well written, you knew that, but she had things such as school and self-care. "No?" Ray's voice had gotten just a tinge higher, and you sighed. "You need to take a break from writing for a bit, okay? I love you dearly, and want you to take care of yourself. Remember that you have people who can do what you need for you, and will tell you if they can't." You clicked out of around half of the tabs before getting up again. "Please?" She sighed, rolling her eyes as you walked into the kitchen. "Aye, aye, Captain." Her tone had a teasing edge. He casually put an arm on her head. Another win. Ray laughed, moving your arm off her head before moving to grab a plate. A mug full of hot tea sat on the counter, steam slowly rising off its liquidated contents. Chamomile tea with some cut-up apples and peanut butter. Nothing big, and we can take turns eating so it's easier for you. Is that alright? She set the plate down, looking at you. You nodded, smiling. She smiled back, taking the mug and plate and beckoning you over to the dining room, setting down each and sitting down, you following. Alright, I'll take the first bite and you follow, okay? Drink the tea slowly as well. You nodded once more, taking a sip of the tea as she ate one of the slices. Then, you picked up one, dipping it in the peanut butter and eating it a bit slower. It was harder. You're doing good. I'm proud of you. Let's try it again, alright? The plate had been finished and put away. You felt much better than before, and even slightly proud of yourself for finishing the whole thing. It was an accomplishment, and you were constantly reassured that you did good. Smiling, you lay in her bed, Ray having gone to make sure everything was turned off for the night. Everything was good. Happy. Comfortable. You sighed, closing your eyes. Good night, honey bun. I love you, and have the sweetest dreams. The voice of your wonderful girlfriend filled your ears as you let the loving embrace of sleep overtake you. You'll be alright. Please stop this fight. You did what you could for tonight. You'll be okay. There's another day. You can let it drift away. Even if it seems like no one's there, please understand there will always be someone there to dry those tears of yours. So take my hand, I'll hold you tight. Let me sing away your fears tonight.